and welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at My Chemical Romance Welcome to the Black Parade, which is one of my favorite songs from this era. I can't believe this when I pulled up this YouTube video, but it was released 15 years ago. This song obviously is almost a meme because of the G note. It might be the broadest thing ever that has given people some amount of perfect pitch, because I think a lot of people can recognize the G note without hearing anything else. Anyway, let's get started listening and then we'll break down what makes this song amazing. And I truly think this is amazing. Here was the G note right there. So even just that they keep the sustain on the piano is so genius to me. All the notes ring into each other. It feels like out of control and it's so clearly on purpose. And I just think that downwards going melody is just beautiful. It's so simple. I'm so into it.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be?
Wow, like I already have goosebumps. So Jared Way, the singer, sometimes gets critiqued because he would kind of lose his voice a lot during the shows, and I think it's the guitarist that takes over a lot. But I just think that he emotes so freaking well. Like in terms of getting this type of emotion across, I think he's one of the very, very best. Even though he might lose his voice, and I always feel like that's a feature a little bit. Like he really gives it his all, you know? Just listen to that. Even he's not even screaming yet.
To see a marching band.
It's just so much more dynamic than other kind of emo singers.
Would you be the savior of the broken?
There's a lot of ringing in that snare drum. Do you guys hear that? It's a very long snare drum. You don't really hear that often anymore.
The beaten and the damned. He said, will you
The way it builds.
defeat them? Your demons.
I have like orchestral cymbals.
The plans that they have made. Because one day I'll leave you.
Wow. Wow, okay. The eyeliner. It is theatrical. Like some parts of this will definitely trigger your inner cringe a little bit, but you kind of just have to embrace it.
The summer to join the Black Parade.
Those drum fills, like they had these flams. Like, I love that. And look at this. Look at all the extras for the music videos. That is crazy. I love this so much. Oh, all those drum fills. It's so huge. It's so Queen inspired. I love it. He even kind of holds the microphone like Freddie Mercury. He's definitely very Freddie Mercury inspired. Ah. That screaming is so good. Bad! I mean, it's so good. He does kind of like do his vowels weird in a really cool way. I love it. There's so many dubs here. There's probably like 5 Gerards singing here. I will say, I genuinely mainly enjoyed this song for the musicality. I haven't looked into that much what the lyrics are about. When this came out, I was still in Sweden. My English wasn't that amazing yet, so I wasn't really listening to lyrics that much. So that would be something else that we're also going to get into. That's generally what happens with these breakdowns. I end up loving the songs a lot more than I used to. I love this. Ah, it's so sick. It was weird when they played this at the clubs, because they did. To be like kind of just be slow dancing through the intro and then it started.
Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me. And other times I feel like I should go.
Oh, I remember every little like arrangement detail. It's just so well done. It is like a musical. It reminds you of Bohemian Rhapsody and all these things, but it's got such a different taste to it. I love it. All the vocals are like doubled like crazy. Carry on. I love that. It's such a silly little chord progression, right? I mean, it's like a children's song. A lot of this era of emo pop and emo rock kind of lives on that, like, you have something really sweet, which usually a lot of the songs are in major keys and stuff, and then you add the grittiness and the attitude. And many of these songs from this era wouldn't actually work without the attitude. If you play a major chord progression faster, it starts sounding happier, and then if you add all the distortion and grit and screaming, you get something just very emotional and raw, and I just love it. Just like a drum fill there. Another thing to note is that the tempo is going up and down a lot. I think I saw in an old interview that the drummer recorded the drums first, like some scratch guitar or something. We're gonna be doing a breakdown later on the chords and stuff, and I think I'm gonna have to work really heavily on figuring out the tempo. I love this part. It's almost like an anthem, like a national anthem, right? For the emos. Oh, that's so cool. These are some crazy cosplays. These vocals are amazing. Come on. We're about to come to another part I really love. I was just saying, I got crazy goosebumps. Everything is so perfect. I think this is just a perfect song. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I love this part too. Going back to the intro vibes. That was a big part of this album. You can kind of hear how there's all these backing vocals and they're really warm and kind of lacking in they're not very crispy, so his voice really gets the center. Another song that uses those backing vocals a lot is Famous Last Words. That was also off of this album. Really, really good. Sorry. Very Brian May guitarist. So if you don't know, Brian May is a guitarist from Queen, right? So yeah, you can really, really hear, of course, very flagrant, very bombastic, like Queen inspirations in this. Oh, the trumpets and everything. Oh, let's go. Oh, the half tempo. Come on. Whoa, so good. Goosebumps everywhere. I can't believe it. This is so freaking good. I feel like so much of this type of musicianship has been lost, or like isn't as popular anymore, at least. And it's a bummer because there is no like contemporary chart music that makes me feel this way. Sick. Again, some of the aesthetic choices have just kind of been ridiculed to death, so they're a little bit hard to look at now. But gosh darn it, it's so good. That was even better than I remembered it. I was like, this is probably gonna, it's gonna be a little bit rough sounding because, it's pretty old and all this stuff. Nope, the songwriting has gotten better, it feels like, over time, because it's something we're really starved of nowadays. By the way, welcome back to another video. My name's Joe from Rumi Official, and we break down a lot of songs this very way right now. So check it out. This is our patrons. Thank you, patrons. We have some exclusive stuff over there, so check that out. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here. Let's continue the video. Okay, so let's have a look at what the band has said in interviews and stuff about this song. The Black Parade press conference.
The Black Parade is also the name of our alter ego on this record. This was a really difficult record to make, and there was a certain point where it was so dark for us that it felt like we needed to become much more than brothers. We had to be there for each other in many more ways, and we also needed to become a new band. The Black Parade is also the very basic premise of the record, which is when you die, I'd like to think that when you die, death comes for you however you want. And I feel that it's your strongest memory either from childhood or adulthood.
It's an interesting thing to talk about how the entire band is having a really dark time. Maybe one of them had like a great time. Like, I think the drummer kind of like came in a little bit later. I think they replaced the drummers. He's just kind of there. Bob Breyer joined My Chemical Romance in 2004, replacing the original drummer Matt Pellissier shortly after the release of their second album. Oh no, he actually passed away November 2024. 44 years old. What? Whoa, there's some crazy parts of this. Breyer performed on multiple legs of the band's world tour supporting the Black Parade, but ultimately suffered painful injuries on his hands and legs from shooting the famous Last Words music video, stemming from third-degree burns, which singer Gerard Way also got, and later developed a lump in his wrist that damaged his sense of feeling in his fingers, which is terrible for drumming. So it does seem like he did have really bad mental health issues, especially after leaving the band because of the burns and stuff. That's terrible.
And for this particular character in this record called The Patient, his strongest memory is of being a child and his father is taking them to this parade. So when death comes for him, it comes in the form of a black parade.
I love that as a concept for an album, like a thought process around an album, like what the story should be, and like, wow.
The album is very symphonic sounding. It's very orchestrated. It's, 5 guys playing together more so than they ever have in their lives. And it's kind of like this just tapestry of great sounds, and it's just really, really epic.
And usually, if you hear bands say, oh, the album's really, really epic, you'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But when you've heard this album, like, it is one of the most epic albums. It really is. It's crazy.
We all feel that we could stop holding back a little bit. We never really held back, but now it's like anything was an option. We were encouraged so much by Rob Cavallo to do whatever we wanted.
Rob Cavallo, I've heard that name. He has contributed to albums selling over 130 million units globally. That's albums as well, not singles, albums. He's best known for his production work with Green Day, including their breakthrough album Dookie, 1994 classic, and the critically acclaimed American Idiot, 2004, also a classic. Whoa, and he produced Iris for the Goo Goo Dolls. How has he produced so many of my favorite records? What the heck? Paramore, he produced Brand New Eyes and Decode. What? Okay, so let's do some Wikipedia sweeping. The studio version was available on the band's MySpace, September 2nd, 2006. Remember that? Remember MySpace? No? Okay. Well, if you like MCR, you probably remember MySpace. Oh, they were even number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. That seems crazy for a rock song like this. Oh, there's a demo of the song called The Five of Us Are Dying. I don't want to hear that. Okay, so this is totally different, but I can see kind of the skeleton of it. Okay, that was just super fast. They didn't have the whole build up. Yeah, it's got something, but it definitely lost all of the big swings that make the Black Parade so impactful, I think. Okay. This is such a good testament to keep working on your songs until they're like really perfect. Because like another band might just have released it like this, and I know this would not have had the same impact. Even though a lot of it is very similar. It's got building blocks of something great. Even the lyrics aren't as hard hitting. That's probably the thing that stands out to me the most. Like it's kind of like almost bureaucratic language here compared to the last one. Like despite the reservations that you had, it's not power language, you know? Okay, so I just finished analyzing Welcome to the Black Parade, and it's probably the most advanced thing I've done in this series so far. Well, I know it is. First of all, look at this tempo. It's all over the place. It starts out over here at 75-ish. Luckily, my music program was able to do it mostly automatically. I had to fix some stuff. We start out there, and then, of course, we start going a lot faster, and it does seem like it's not recorded to click. I think the intro here is recorded to click. It didn't have to be this wiggly in terms of tempo, so every little point here is it changing the tempo in the DAW, but I think it averages out to about 75 here. And on top of that, here's the chords. I have color coordinated everywhere where the chords are the same. Basically, there's not really that much that happens multiple times, and even each chord progression is pretty advanced. So the whole song is based on the idea of the bass going downwards, right? So that's the base of just the intro, really, because they make variations of this throughout, and it's super cool. Already super massive in this intro. I love this. It's like triplet based here. Of course, it's not triplet based once it picks up. And then it just kind of breaks, and you have this drum fill. That's awesome. So this is actually an instrumental chorus. This is the exact chords from the chorus that's coming later. Love that. And here's fun because the bass does go down here, but it's actually different notes. So in the normal one is like G, F sharp, E, but they actually go down to the 7 under the major chord here. It gives a way more aggressive sound. So together with these like palm muted guitars, it just sounds so much more aggressive because the other part is more beautiful. It's the most Green Day part of the song. And then I really like the transition here into the bridge. So yeah, they just add this in between chord, that's a C, and it just feels weird. And then you get into a B7, which is not part of the key. It's kind of like a borrowed dominant, so. Da, 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 da. It could be cheesy with another instrumentation, but it's just really nice. I love this part too. Believe it or not, this is the first time in the song we're actually getting the emo chord, the C minor here. I play this all the time, like. But they're doing it in a cool way too. They're actually doing kind of like alternative bass notes on most of them. It's just so cool. So if I were to play it on the piano, and like, I think this is right. It could be a B7 actually. B minor 7. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments. Jared, come and tell me. Oh, it's so good. Come on. Marching drums come back in. Just the emotional impact of the tempo getting slower here. It just adds so much, you know what I mean? I've talked about this before, but modern music, we don't have as many crescendos anymore. And this is such a, I'm getting goosebumps from this crescendo. And it speeds up. Come on! Key change. Actually, the key change was here. I love this too. So we have I Don't Care. Classic. Like it's almost Beatles. So good. Yeah, you got all the huge, like, those like trumpets. That's so majestic. But listen to these trumpets. That's so epic, right? You got a little glockenspiel. Come on. Slightly slower tempo again. Oh, just want a drum, right? So insane. I mean, that overlap, it's what you would call like almost like the boy band thing that you used to do in the 90s where you overlap one part with another part. I love that it's saying it will carry on top. So there's a lot of notable things with this song. It's almost hard to fit it all into a video, right? I mean, he really slayed it. All the tempo changes and stuff were definitely not recorded to click, and getting that right and having that, it just adds so much emotion. So yeah, big up to Bob Breyer, who sadly passed a couple months ago. Amazing, amazing work on this track. Okay, let's have a look at the lyrics. I'm gonna play the vocals.
He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned?
It's almost like he's asking him to be Jesus.
Will you defeat them, your demons?
It does sound very religious.
Non-believers, the plans that they have made. Because one day I'll leave you a phantom to lead you in the summer, to join the Black Parade.
What's with this phantom? A phantom is defined as an appearance or illusion without material substance, as a dream image, mirage, or optical illusion. This also continues on the Christian overtones of the story. The phantom is the third part of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit / ghost. So yeah, that is very Christian symbolism. Okay, so let's get into the actual verse here.
Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me, and other times I feel like I should go. Who went through it all, the rise and fall, the bodies in the streets, And when you're gone, we'd want you all to know.
Oh, I love that. No, that's such a good vocal line.
And now we carry through the fears. Oh, disappointed faces of your peers. Oh, look at me, 'cause I cannot go.
I don't know exactly what he means here, but it feels so human and raw and makes me think of things in my life, you know? Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of why this song is great. Welcome to the Black Parade. Click here for more breakdowns of songs and why they're great. It's something I really like to do. I'll see you later.